Good evening, everyone. Hello, how are we all? Oh my gosh, we've had Halloween, we've had bonfires and all sorts of things. And it's been a lovely autumn day. I actually love foggy days, misty days. I love it. I just think it's hibernation weather time. We haven't got the coldness, which is fantastic, but as well. So, hello, how are we all? My name's Emily Baker, and tonight I'm going to be using my perceptionary cards. These cards, remember these? Lovely, beautiful cards. I thought we'll do those tonight because last time I did art. So this time we're going to do my other format of art, which are these perceptionary cards. So I'd love to hear where you're from and what you've been up to. And just obviously, if you're here, like and share and like, and all the rest of it. So yeah, let's see what's been cracking off. Now I've just gone and said, I don't mind if I'm going, hello, Bernadette. I'm going to be doing a little bit of campaigning, and I'd love the I'd love the SPTV community to come with me as well. Natalie, hello. Now, for all of you who have never seen me, I'm only about 5 foot. Well, actually, I'm 4'9". I just got measured at the doctor's this week, so I'm about 4'9", 4'11", something like that. Hello, yay! I'm early for a change. Well done, Karen. Well done. Don't forget to let me know where you are from. And what I'd love to know, serendipity, is if you are like me and struggle with reaching the top shelf of your local supermarkets and shops, hello, Julie, is that would you like to have a little hand grabber? And would you rent a hand grabber for a shop? Hello, Raincloud. And so that you can actually reach things and get hold of things. And do you think that's a good idea? Because I think I'm going to start renting some out outside of my local Aldi and Tesco's because I can't reach anything and I'm bored of it. And hello. And I'm tired of not being able to reach, even though I do try to do kind of stretching exercises. Hello. Hi, from Air. Hello. Hello, Michael. Now, Michael, which part of Ireland are you from? Hello, Joni. Is that Johnny? Johnny. Hello. Joni? Jade. Hello, Jade. Hello. How are you? So, yes, I just thought, do you think that's a good idea? Pound a shop? You just hire it out and then you just give it back to me at the end. And I'm only there on certain days. I'm going to try it out in my hometown. And I don't mind if they have a go at me because then they shouldn't have things on top shelves where you can't reach them. That's all I can say. Hello, Lucinda. Hello. How are we? Gosh, I think that's quite enterprising of me, actually. Simon, how are we? From Devon. Devon's lovely. Kilkenny. Ah, so you're from the West Coast. Michael, from the West Coast. Fabulous. Kilkenny's lovely. No, Kilkenny's not. It's on the East Coast. What am I talking about? I don't know my north, south, east, and west. Laura, hello, South London. Lovely. Any part of South London? Chiswick, perhaps? Jenny, Iowa. Boone, Iowa, the United States. Lovely. Right, shall we crack on? Have we got lots of people in, Kath? As if you're going to know, Kath. Have we got lots of people in, Kath? We've got quite a few of you. Lovely. So just going to go through how we are going to work these cards. So there's 49 in them. And what I'm going to do is to give Richard a number. And hello from Canada, Kathy. And what I would like from you, if you get chosen, if you are the lucky number, is I want a number from between 1 and 49. So then I know what card you're picking. See, so you're part of the picking process from South Africa, Geraldine. So can I go for lovely Richard, who's the guru of all technology? Anne, I usually end up helping people with their higher selves, yes, but I've shrunk about 1.5 inches since getting up. I know we do. We shrink. Gravity gets hold of us and we shrink. Thanks, Richard. Did you hear that, guys? He went and said, you know why you shrink? It's to try to fit us into the coffin. Seriously. It's not one coffin fits all. Mind you, I could fit into 2 at the rate I'm going with my height disappearance. So yes, I'll have lots of room to manoeuvre. Hello, how are we? Right, so Richard, can I go for number 49? Kim, hello, Kim. So what, Kim, hopefully if you're number 49, Rich will say you're number 49, Kim, but you do actually have to keep on liking and sharing. And Heather, is it Heather? Heather's number 49. Heather, I need number 8. That's lovely. Thank you. 2, 4, 6, 8. So those who haven't seen me work and do these cards before, oh, let's have a look, see what we've got. So, right. What do I feel like? Yes. Do you know what? I'm going to stick it that way. I'm going to stay with that way. What do you reckon, Richard? Yeah, yeah, lovely. So, Heather, how are we? All right. Now, for me, I see this as a celebratory kind of a card. When I looked at it, I went, yay, because just here, I'm just feeling as though this is a person they're jumping up and for joyousness and being able to reach the flowers and smell the flowers, which are these here. For me, that's what I'm seeing. So I'm seeing it as very much a jubilation card, Heather. Does that make sense? So actually, you're getting there. After all of the hard work that you put in this year, you are getting there. Does that make sense? I'm just going to wait for a little bit of a response because I know there's a bit of a delay. Oh, it's 20 seconds. 20 seconds. I know, we just Okay, so the other thing that I'm also picking up with this is actually you, and I know that I've already said that you've done a lot of hard work this year to kind of get to the point of where you are. I do feel as though you've gone through a huge learning process. Yeah, you have learned actually communication has been very much a key aspect for you because you've learned that with understanding how you feel, you can put that across to other people in a much more concise way, which means that actually things now flow a lot more easier for you. You've also found out this year, I have to say this feels like a whole year thing, that yes, you've been felt that sometimes you've been pulled in different directions, but you're still going in this upward directory, which is taking you to this point of which is like, oh, I'm nearly there, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, or I'm at the top of the mountain almost, and I can see everything. It feels wonderful. And it's like, oh, I can smell the roses, I can smell the flowers. And it's almost like there's time to rest. I'm smiling because I don't think next year is a time for rest at all. I do feel as though, you know, when you get into this patch of lovely flowers and, you know, you kind of go, oh my gosh, yes, it's a different energy altogether, Heather. But I do also feel as though, don't think that the hard work is over. I think it's going to be different work. I think it's going to be challenging work, but I think you're going to find it rewarding as well. I think you're now reaping in the rewards of all that you've come through, and it has been a rocky road, but I think everything is just leading you to where you are now. Yes, I had a struggle this year and finally things are working out. Absolutely. So it is actually now, this is why I keep on saying for the whole year, because I feel as though this is your time to reflect. This is your time to take note. This is your time to celebrate your achievements, what you have learned as well. This is your time to understand that actually what can be tweaked if you need to tweak it. This is your time for that whole introspection. Thank you. That's the word. Thank you. As well. And I do feel as though there's more growth for you as well. So, you know, there is still more for you to be doing. She's going, no, I like the rest. And you do need the rest. But I think also, please, 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 I think the other thing I need to put in is some boundaries. And it is just kind of saying when is enough and is enough. And I think this year, I think you've learned that time and time again. You've learned that actually when it comes to doing too much and doing too much for other people and all the rest of it, when you really should say no, that no is not coming through clear enough for you. Okay, so that is where I'm talking about the communication skills of getting across what you need to get across. And I think for me, I'm getting as though you've been quite level-headed with all of this, although at times you've been very much draining. And I do feel as though you're needing to pick up that energy, and that space is where you will be. When you say no, you'll be able to recharge again as well. All right. So lovely. So I hope that all makes sense for you. All right. So I'm just going, I know these are going to be short, sweet, sharp little messages for everybody tonight. So that's a lovely card though. Love it. Love the colors on there. Love all of these colors. I know sometimes they come out on the screen completely different to how I actually made them. So thank you, Heather. Thank you very much. So yes, you do have to kind of have fingers on keyboards. There is a delay of up to 20 seconds between YouTube and me seeing the messages. And I think it's about same for Facebook as well. So there is delay. So I will keep on talking. Please, no, you're more than welcome. Thank you very much, Heather. So please just have your fingers on keyboards and start saying yay, nay. I have no idea what you're talking about. Can we go to number 92, please, if we can? Oh, yes, no, we want to keep it. Yeah, that'll probably be the highest one. Oh, my screen's gone funny. Why is my screen gone funny? Oh, okay. Okay. Yep. All right. Yep. Yep. Too high. Can we go to, yeah, no, number 32, please. Okay, 32, please. Sorry, I was being a bit ambitious. Yes. Laura Grant. Hello, Laura. And you chosen number 5. That's lovely. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So Laura, I'm just going to go straight into it. If you would like to come on, that would be lovely. Ooh, all right. Okay. So that's the card there. What do we reckon? Do we need to change that? Have it that way around? Okay. Okay. What? What? Over here? Oh, oh, yes, I can see. I can see. Kind of green thing. Yes, okay. Okay, so Richard is seeing a hedgehog. Lovely. And that's what I was pointing out, the hedgehog, and things like that. So for me, actually, I can see this as being almost, I was about to say Shrek, but I'm seeing just a gentleman's head here with the hairstyle kind of coming over. That's what I could see, actually. And kind of like a big kind of jawline, a large jawline, really, as well. And almost kind of quite like a flat back of the head, not rounded, it's quite flat as well, as what I was also seeing, Laura. Right, so let me get straight into this. This for me is about wisdom and healing and learning, all of this bit in the middle, all of that. So there's a mixture of different things, and around it's about having that energy to be able to sustain it all. So I feel as though there's been, again, for you, it's more as though you're in that process of understanding your own wisdom and using it so that you can keep on going. You've been run down recently and you're wanting to kind of pick it back up again and pick up. Interesting. Yeah, it is interesting, isn't it? Pick it back up again. But I feel as though, well, with me seeing this kind of but I would say if I had to put a body onto him, it's kind of built like a rugby player, so quite burly. And I would actually say that's to do with strength. So I do feel as though you're finding your inner strength, finding that you have got the strength to be able to keep on going. And I do feel as though it is knowing that you've got that around you as well. Now, what I also have picked up is these bits of purple up the top for me. Purple is about spirituality. And it is very much a case of spirituality is about not just spirits, but ourselves. In fact, I heard somebody else saying exactly the same thing as me. And I went, oh, at least someone else sees it as that, because we are spirit at the end of the day, aren't we, Laura? And for me, it's that interconnection and recognizing that this bit if you like, this is the bit where, well, we know it. It's written down. It's there. We got it. We know it all. You know, we've learned it. We've done that. All the rest of it. Purple bit is the intuition. The intuition part. You know, that bit where you kind of go, I feel as though, and I want to bring more of that in. It feels as though it's being very much pushed away. And you're now going to need to be starting to use your intuition, use it, have it there available for yourself, use it so that you can kind of go and say, I'm working on becoming a medium. Lovely. Okay. So it is about knowing that, okay, you've got to have the strength to keep on going, but it's also, again, it's working as a medium is all about boundaries, and it's about learning about yourself. That's that bit. It's about learning. Mediumship, often people think, oh, well, I'm going to learn how to communicate with spirits. Well, you've also got to learn to communicate with yourself, more importantly. Because if you recognize that you are spirit, then you can work with anyone. And I've always gone and said, for me, when people say, oh, how do you see a ghost? Well, a ghost spirit person that's passed on, you should always treat them as you would treat anybody who is of the same dimension as you. They're still people, but on a different level. That's how I've always seen it. So you give them the due respect that you would do to anyone that you're meeting for the first time. You know, you say hello. You don't shout at them. If someone's coming up to you and you've never met them before, and you're shouting at them, do you think you're going to want to talk to them? Yes, I know, a lot of shadow work, and the shadow work is not yet gone. Can I just say, I see that you said that you have done a lot of shadow work, and this time of the year, the shadow work is up. And it doesn't take much to bring out the shadow work either. So, you know, things can always come up, but the shadow work is about teaching you as well, you know, when you're becoming a medium, of how to actually handle all of that. It's also learning how to set up the boundaries. And this card also shows the clear boundary lines between the red and the green. It shows us the boundaries of, actually, I do need to make a clear distinction between one to the other. Do need to make sure that it gets switched off. I do need to make sure that I've got clear space. I do need to make sure if I've got a job, if you're working during the day and then you're going out and trying to be a medium at night, one has to come to an end, and it is not taking one from the other to the other. Okay, so it is about learning that, you know, we can all be multifunctional, if you like. Yes, it is about being respectful, but being respectful to the living as well as to the dead. It's just being respectful all over, really. So yeah, so that card for me is saying, yes, it is about learning about yourself. And your development classes, I take it that you're also being told that there are certain people who are around you a lot of the time as well, Laura, is that right? And that you've obviously spoken about spirit guides. You've obviously spoken about, well, I've got guides around me and things like that. Well, from this card, I can see that as well. And it is continually having a conversation. I don't mind people seeing me having a conversation with me out loud. More people do it in Ludlow than you give themselves credit for. I often come across ladies who go and say, oh, I talk to myself as well. And go, yeah, I know. Sometimes you get the best answers when you talk to yourself. So yes, there is a lot of that as well. And it is as though, I'm not going to say that I want to say there's a cautiousness going on as well, Laura, about what you're doing. There's a real kind of, I don't want anyone to know, or I only want certain people to know. I don't want everybody to know kind of situation. There's keeping under wraps as well. And I can understand that, totally get that as well. But I do feel as though that spirit entry is coming in a lot closer to you. It is just keep on listening to that intuition, right? Don't think, just say it. And I can see faces up here actually as well. I can see a couple of faces, a male and a female. I can see a female who is very much on the younger side, thank you. And she had dark hair. Yes, most people don't believe I can connect to a spirit. Okay. Well, I wouldn't have an argument with them, just let you know. I have no doubt that you'll come up with something will be said, and there you go. You've gone and said something that you don't even realize you've gone and said. And when you've said it and you've walked away, they'll kind of go, well, how did she know that? It's no point fighting. All right. It takes up too much energy. It's about finding your new tribe as well. It's finding the people who will understand you, who will, yes, that's my sister. Okay. And can you understand about this gentleman then? He's got very much of a longer face as well. Feels older. I do feel him with sunken eyes, quite gaunt looking as well. Smiley, happy, floppish hair, bit like Four Weddings and a Funeral, Hugh Grant kind of hairstyle going on. So that's what, 80s, 90s. I know that's a long time ago. I'm also seeing, there was another face I saw. Oh yes, there she is. There she be down there. So I'm seeing another face there. I'm seeing another couple of faces. So there are people who are coming close to you, who I feel are perhaps on the more spirit side than they are actually here on the earth side. And I do feel as though it's a kind of a, how do you listen to them? And it's giving yourself the opportunity to listen to them, because they may have something to impart to you as well as to give you the energy and to give you the healing. And I need to repeat that, the healing that needs to occur as well. Okay. So lovely. So I'm going to leave that one there for you. Thank you very much. Your dad. Oh, is it your dad? Lovely. Okay. Oh, that's nice to know that your dad's around. I always like it when I know that my dad's around. So I'm a daddy's girl at the end of the day. There we go. But I do feel as though he's quiet. He will step in if need be. Don't worry, he will step in, as will your sister. As well. So I'm going. Thank you very much, Laura. Thank you very much for working with me. So now I'm just going to move on to number 18. Did I say number 18 beforehand? Number 18 then, please. Chris. Hello, Chris. 9, pretty please. Okay, Chris. Okay, I can do number 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right. Put these to one side. Don't know what they are. Have no idea. How are you doing, Chris? You all right? Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so I've only got this Chris, K-R-I-S. Yes, it is you on YouTube. Ooh, lovely. Okay, so beautiful color. I want to turn this around. I'm going to. What do you reckon, Richard? That way? That way. I think so. I don't. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That way. Oh, that reminds you of face that way around. Okay. Okay, fair enough. We're down here. So here, eye, nose. That's a nose. That's a nose. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Right. I'm seeing it slightly differently. So that those bits I was just pointing out, that's a nose, tash, and all the rest of it there. However, what I'm actually seeing, slightly different from Richard. Hello. So much purple. Love it. Either way. Bless you. Right. So I'm seeing this, those places there. That's where the eyes are. This is a helmet And I have to say, I'm looking at goggles. So this is the First World War, I would say, of a pilot, circa that kind of period, or it could be a tank driver, because they would often wear goggles, you know. So this feels as though this is somebody who would be wearing goggles of some description, but with a hat on as well. And this down here is where the nose is, just in the middle here, and then this is the top of the jaw, and it feels it almost feels as though this is definitely about somebody who's passed, Chris. Does this make sense? And I do feel as though I still want to talk about these goggles. And I don't know, he may have worn he may have driven a motorbike. Do you know what I mean? Those big kind of big goggles. And that was circa, what is that, Second World War as well, that they would have had those big goggles. You know, and it feels as though this is somebody who was working with machinery, I want to say as well, is what I'm picking up with this. The green part is about learning, Chris. So that's where I've got there. Spirit is the purple. The blues that are coming up, it's about communication and emotion. But this is about, it's all here, it's all in the head. It's about the head. And I need to talk about, as so I know this time of the year is all about the being in the head and the head space and all the rest of it, but it's almost like it's overwhelming you at the moment as well. I've also got the greens and the blues and the purples. It's just those colors swirling around, definitely at the bottom. So much purple, love it. Anyway, so I'm just going to keep on babbling. Oh, my grandfather was in the war. Yes. Mechanic. Yes. Motorbike. Yes. Fabulous. So I'm going to take this as being kind of almost that would make sense for me with all of that you've gone and said that, and it's just literally he's just sitting there in the card. So I don't know if you've been meditating. Oh, he's been meditating. You've been meditating. Me meditating, Chris. Yes, quite a lot. Okay, got lots of questions then, I believe, as well. Yes, I know, but he's not wanting to wait for the answer. I have no patience then, Chris. Okay, so no patience. Welcome to my tribe. There's a lot of us who don't have any patience, namely me. And I've also got, just going to have to, I know, but I've also got it as though he wasn't one for much patience either. It was a kind of time is too short. All right, it's a kind of let's get everything done. Don't want to waste it, you know. Why are you taking my words from? Yes, I know, slow down. Okay. I need to slow down. I need to slow down, but at the same time, I need to get things done that are important. I don't need to be wasting my time with stuff that's frivolous. Does that should make sense to you? I need to work out what is the wheat from the chaff. And this here is all to do with learning. Oh, I've just seen the monkey. Right. Okay. I've just seen the makes absolute sense. He's coming through. Yes, I meditate. Right. I can also say there's work involved with this for you, Chris, because if he's dressed up in this garb, that means it's work. It's work. All right. So you've got work coming through. Now up here, I can see a monkey. I can see a little monkey. And I just say, well, you know, it's there. So it's almost as though I want to say have fun, but the monkeys can be cheeky and they can be obstructive. They can be your, you know, procrastination. If you suddenly find that you've got lots of learning to be doing and you're wanting to pull yourself forward and get through to the next phase, but you've got, let's take it by time away. Come on. Somebody's wanting to step in. Come on. Oh, you're already at that level. Thank you very much. Right. Okay. I know I'm going to listen to you. Sorry. Right. I need to talk to you about your grandfather. Right. He's just gone and said you're already at the procrastination level. I don't need to talk to you about it if you're going to get procrastination. You've already got it. It's almost as though you're kind of don't play the games with yourself, because at the end of the day, that's the only person that you're going to be cheating is yourself. Not spirit, because they've got infinite time. It's about you and your how much you know, how much patience have you got? And you're going to say, oh, I've got lots. I would question that one. I've also got another face popping out up here. I have got it as though this is where you're wanting to connect to. You're wanting to connect to the higher. But I want to say that you're wanting to connect to the higher you, not necessarily, monkey on the back, yeah. The higher you, not necessarily the higher spirit. Okay. I am I'm stopping because he keeps on making me yawn, which means that he's taking my energy. He was one for needing a lot of energy, and he's needing a lot of energy now. I'm politely asking him just to step away a little bit so I can hear him, but I'm also asking him just to just give me a little bit of space so he's not draining me completely. There's a lot of people wanting to come through to talk to you, Chris. There's a lot of people from the spirit side who want to come to talk to you. It's like you leave them with half-ended conversations. You don't hang up. You don't say goodbye. It's kind of like you talk to them and then you just leave it hanging. All right. So I think it's a case of saying thank you. Oh, a thank you wouldn't go amiss, he's gone and said. Oh, okay. All right. He was very much to the point as well, wasn't he? I work with my higher self. Yes. Okay. Sometimes, I know a lot of people tend to work on their own with their higher self. Sometimes it's good to just check in with a couple of other people as well. Oh, thank you. Okay, what do you want him to do? What do you want them to do? Go on. Thank you. I need to give you grease monkey hands. That means I want to talk to you about machinery. He's talking to me about machinery and that you need to kind of get it going again. Hopefully this makes sense. I don't know what it is. I have no idea what he's referring to, but there's some machinery that you need to kind of get going and you're going to need to get your hands dirty. Don't worry, there's Swarfiga at the back of the room or underneath the kitchen sink. Thank you very much. Use that. That gets rid of grease. Swarfiga. Other products are available as well. Does leave your hands nice and smooth. Thank you very much. Yes, because it takes off everything. Bless him. Right. He's just saying all these ladies who put their hands in wax and creams and lotions and potions and all the rest of it, then oils and wanting their hands to be lovely and smooth. He said, just put your fingers in some Swarviga, rub it around a little bit. It will it's a beautiful exfoliant to take off everything, literally. So yeah, so he's not one for if you can do it easier and cheaper, then just do it the most simplistic way. Just don't faff around. Stop faffing. You're constantly talking to spirit. But he is saying stop faffing. You're faffing. It's kind of like I'll purify the pillows before I sit down. Well, you're going to be sitting down. No one's going to see them. Again, it's not actually doing what you're needing to do. So I think he's kind of given you that you're talking to him anyway. He knows that as well. He knows that you know that he knows that you know. And we're going to play that game, aren't we? Why have I need to talk to you about aeroplanes as well. He definitely had something to do with aeroplanes, didn't he, Chris, as well? Ferrying parts. Well, I know you were a mechanic, but yeah, ferrying parts. But oh, come on. As soon as I talk about that, he kind of takes it away. Right. Okay, come on. Biplanes. I want to talk to you about biplanes. Right. My son leaves grease around. Yuck. I take it that's grease as in machinery grease, which is black rather than the cooking grease. So that's a little bit harder to get rid of. It's just shouted out, very liquid. Trust me. Rips off the skin off your hands or take off anything. Other products are available. I know exactly why he's getting to me about, yes, okay, planes, you understand, fabulous. So I'm going to leave that one there because I know he's quite powerful, but you know what he's talking about. I'm just here for validation for you. Car grease, yeah. Lovely. He's just going and said, when he's coming back, okay, Chris, just put a bowl outside with some warm water and a jar of Swarviga and say, cannot come in until he's done that. Okay. And if it's -6 outside, doesn't matter. He hasn't cleaned his hands, full stop. And the boots need to stay outside as well. You know that, don't you? The boots need to get changed. He either dumps them in the car and changes his shoes before he comes into the house and then takes them off. But he needs to remove the boots as well. All right, so I've just got that as well. He's just lit a fire under my butt. Okay, I'll get on to it, Grandfather. Lovely. So I'll leave that one with you, Chris. Thank you very much for working with me. Bless you. Thank you very much. Bless you. It's great, isn't it? Just going to take a quick sip. We are going to take a quick break, aren't we, Richard? Have you got some info that needs to be told? Yes, I think we should do, shouldn't we? Otherwise, I'm going to just ramble on forever. So can we do a quick ad for them all and tell people what's coming up in the next couple of days? Time for you to quickly get your refills of drinks, but not too quick. Okay, watch the adverts first. Lovely.
Introducing the SPTV app, your digital spiritual guide, for an enlightening journey like no other. Immerse yourself in a world of audio and visual content crafted to inspire, educate, and entertain. Seek guidance with our card of the day, choosing up to 6 cards for personal insights. Enhance your daily life with our wellness section, featuring nutritious recipes, affirmations, and balanced living tips. Explore our spiritualism section for a deep understanding of the religion, its principles, and spiritual answers. Unravel the secrets of the clairs and broaden your spiritual horizon. Easily find local readers, therapists, centers, or churches with our comprehensive directory. Stay connected with live broadcasts, check our schedule, and get to know our insightful presenters. Delve into the meanings of angel numbers, crystals, and a comprehensive list of divination meanings. All of this and more, available for free on the SPTV app. Download now at sptv.uk/app and start your journey with your digital spiritual guide.
Hello, I'm back again. I know that was a really short break. It was a really short break. You're probably standing at the kettle going, oh, it hasn't boiled yet. So yes, now I was just speaking to Richard and I'm smiling because there's nobody on after me. And there's nobody on till Monday. So yes, guys, he may put Jake on. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, you know, if you spot somebody who you would, you know, who think, oh, Richard, you know, you should perhaps check out this person or whatever. Let Richard know. Send him a little message. You know, I'm sure. In fact, we just spoken about it. He'd like to see some new faces as well. So, you know, if you think there is somebody, give him a call. Let him know. Send him a message. Say, oh no, I've seen so and so. You know. But somebody who isn't on all the other channels. Do you know what I mean? Some new faces, So if you know someone is budding to kind of get out there, technology wise, if they're kind of worried about the technology and all the rest of it, bless Richard. Richard is rolling his eyes at me on this one. We're getting there, Richard. I know I'm a slow snail progress with it, but we're getting there eventually. So, who have we got? Who's come back from our break? I want to go to number 12, please. Jade, hello, how are you? Just to also let you know, if you are wanting a pack of your cards, of these cards for yourself, you can get them. You can get them through my website, which is emilyjbaker.co.uk. They are available through that, and I can post them out to you. You can have your own pack. Isn't that great? And yeah, and you can also book in for readings as well, because I do one-to-one readings and Zoom ones too. There we go. And I'm on Facebook and I'm on Instagram. Right, here we go, Jade. You chose number 4. This is card number 4. Oh, another purple one. Oh, okay. Let's have a look. Richard's suddenly gone very quiet. That way? Okay. That one? That way. He's decided that, you know, funnily enough, that way I knew it was going to be, because I can, it's this area you can see, isn't it? Yes. And you're not too sure what it's. No response yet. No response. No response. Jade, are you there? Are you there? Right. So, you know, please do. I know that there is a bit of a delay, but I'm going to, if there isn't a response, I'm going to quickly do this reading and then moving on. Right. So this is about communication, but I've got who is Richard? Is that your guide? Oh, Tracy. No, Richard is the technical guru. Richard is the one who has set up, who's the producer. He's the one who has set up SPTV. He is the one who runs all the looks at all the comments for me. I don't look at all of the comments because he does all of the streaming and all the rest of it. So I basically get to see, I don't do any filtration of any of the Facebook or the YouTube because they're running at the same time. Okay. So he does all of that. He does all of the adverts, make sure that we're here, mediums and show hosts and things like that as well. So yeah, he does all of that. Basically, he does it all, really. Without Richard, there is no show. Can I just say that? And he's been poorly recently, guys. So we need to send him some healing, please. Okay. Can we send him some healing because he's had the flu? And it's not man flu. He does sound poorly. So can we send him some lovely healing to him, please? That would be lovely. And I'm sure he would appreciate that. Apart from the large, well, Horlicks, Richard, would you like Horlicks? Probably get no. No. I'm not allowed to make them laugh. Oh, okay. With not Lemsip, cold Lemsips, paracetamol in them. Okay. Yes, that's true. And mind you, Lemsips haven't really got all that much paracetamol in them. So and paracetamol, Jade has not responded. Okay, very much quickly, very quickly, Jade. I can tell that actually there's a lot going off with you on kind of, I actually wanted to say family side, but I think things are moving forward, but on a much more on a slower basis than on a quicker basis is what I've got there. But slow and steady wins the race is what I've also got. Okay, slow and steady. So yes, so I'm going to put that card back. Thank you very much. You see, you need to talk to me because if you don't talk, I'll just move on. So I'm going to move on, and that was number 8. Was that number 8 or was that 12? Just shows. Julie, hello, Julie. Feel better soon. Yay, lovely. 26. You want me to? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 25, 26. Right. Put that there, put that there. Right. How are we doing, Julie? Are you okay? So let's have a look, shall we? Ooh. I want to go there. I want to stop right there. Stop right now. Thank you very much. Need some happy from you. Anyway, I'll stop singing. It's okay. You're welcome, Julie. Hello. Right, Julie. Right. I want to talk to you about your old soul, Julie. Come on. So we need to kind of, for me here, I am seeing kind of an old soul, a person. This is their hair coming out here. And I can see that they're wearing and I know it's in their hair, but it's also a headdress that they're wearing. There's the ear, eyebrow, nose, mouth, chin, neck, ear there, hair coming out there. All right. Hopefully you can see that. I can also, oh, it's wings, fabulous. Down here, I can see wings. And for me, it feels like a spread out, not an eagle, but look at that, I'm so uneven. Oh, sort out your back, Emily. For me, it feels, oh, look at that, it's very much lower. What's going on there? Right, like an owl or an eagle's wings. Oh, okay. That's, so for me, I'm seeing that cracking off. That's really distracted me. Okay. What's that about? Yes, go on. What? Okay, no, I'll figure that one out. I know there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that, Julie. No, don't don't think I'm going completely mad, but there is a reason for it. Thank you very much. Overburdened on one side rather than the other. You're being pulled down. It should be uplifted as well. Does that make sense for you, Julie? It's almost as though this side is nice and light. Let me keep on giving in. This side's holding everything up and it can't. It's kind of going, oh my gosh, I haven't got the strength to keep on doing that. So it's almost as though you're unevenly balanced. So okay, tell her to look out for her back. Okay, need to tell you to look out for your back. Do you know what's it? Oh my goodness gracious me. Right, on my screen, I've got a small little version. You know, when you have a view and you have like the main screen and then along the top you have other people's kind of on Zoom, you can have other people's images up there. But you well on Zoom, okay. So now I'm just kind of describing that for you. So I've got a small image of this card and it is three-dimensional. And I was thinking this way, and I need to say that I needs to, for you, things to need to be in a three-dimensional mode. It is fantastic. Oh my gosh, it's fabulous to see, because it's not only that. I want to talk to you about a man with curly hair, and I feel as though he would have been one of those boffins. All right, he would have known a lot of things, but also been fun at the same time. But he had a lot going on in his head, and it was almost like that. You suffer with your back, okay, but it is because you're overburdening yourself. It's kind of as though you either need to level it up or to unburden. All right, it's you can't take on everything all of the time. So where am I seeing? No, down here, right down here. This is where he is. This is his head here. It's fun. Oh my gosh, it's a completely different image altogether, and it's fantastic. It's like there's his face. I'm touching his face, and now comes the blue bit. Now, for me, this is about the communication, all right, and the emotion. And I know that you're clear with it, kind of saying what it is that you need. Well, you would be if you just said what it was that you needed. All right. So I think you hold back a little bit there instead of saying, it's not a case that people are going to shout at you. It's a case that they're wanting to help you, but you're kind of holding back from actually letting people help you. See it as a Christmas present. You love to give away presents, don't you? You love people receiving presents. Well, half of that, if you don't receive, they can't get that same joy either. Okay, so just have a think about that. So here for me, that's about the learning up here. All right, and letting that come into the mind, let that come in so that you are able to kind of have this energy. You've got lots and lots of energy, Julie, and it's sometimes as though you don't know what to do with it all. All right. And I know that you're passionate about what it is that you do as well. You're passionate when you're going into things. You're passionate when you're talking to people as well. And sometimes you kind of go, oh, maybe I've been a little bit too passionate there. But you're getting a message. Yes, I do. I always say I don't need anything. Yeah, well, sometimes just it's kind of as though, when you go up to somebody and you know that they need a helping hand, Julie, and you say, can I help you? And they go, no, no, it's all right, I'm okay. Do you feel a little bit rejected? All right. And if you do, just think that you may be doing that to others. And it took me ages to get my head around it because I'm not very good at accepting help, accepting gifts. So just turn it around and see how you would feel if you were in that situation and then you kind of were rejecting whatever present, gift, help, whatever it may be. And it may be a case of actually, let me just try it for myself. And then if I can't, can I come back to you? Maybe a case of saying it that way. Don't always say outright no, because you never know. You never know. But I think also I want to say, I'm like that. Okay. But I also got deep waters run, still waters run deep as well. Gosh, huge amounts of energy going on here, Julie, absolutely huge amounts. But I feel as though you always are wanting to go at 110 miles an hour instead of 50. All right. Why? Why not do 150 miles an hour when I can do 150? Well, 50 is a little bit more, gives you the opportunity to take on opportunities and to actually not overburden yourself, to actually pace things out instead of allowing everything to, oh, well, if we do it all now, then it's all clear. And then, but you fill up that clear time instead of allowing it to be clear. Does that make sense? That's the feeling that I keep on getting is that you have to fill it all up. And it's kind of, so it doesn't matter if you go at 50 or 150 miles an hour. You're still going to speed it all up and you're still going to take in all of that time. Does that make sense? It all will be filled. There's no space. And I want to give you space. I want to give you that sense of freedom, that ability to be able to say, okay, I'm not always responsible for. Okay, I am like that, right? Okay. So it is very much a case of taking a step back and just, I'm not saying that your passion is wrong. It is not wrong. I am not saying that your communication is wrong. I'm not saying that at all. But have a look at what it is that you're actually asking, because I feel as though you are asking for certain things. And at the same time, you don't want anything to change. But what you are asking for is change at the same time. So there's kind of a contradiction going on there, Julie. So be mindful of what it is that you're actually asking. If you are asking for space, then you need to kind of have that space and to be able to say no. All right, so that you can get the space, which means going, I start on one thing, then another before the first thing's finished, right? Or maybe it's a case of finishing off one thing at a time. And that's doing it at 50 miles an hour, then moving on to doing the other one at 50 miles an hour. Yeah. Yes, need change. Yes, but it's it. And all right, let me put it this way, Julie. If you are starting one thing and you're not finishing it, Richard went and said shows that you may kind of be bored with it. The other option I would say is actually you never wanted to do it in the first place, so why have you started doing it? Okay. If you are really passionate about wanting to do something, finish it all the way through to the end. Try it. You never know. Okay. You never know. All right. See what it feels like to accomplish finishing something off before moving on to the next. All right. And starting off is the easy part. Keeping it going is a little bit tougher. Finishing off is sometimes the hardest. Okay. Because that's when it becomes a little bit real as well. Lovely. I'm going to leave that. All the best of luck. But I have to say, it is fantastic to see this three-dimensionally. Oh my gosh, it's fabulous. Oh, it's just what I was envisioning the other day myself. Oh, it's fabulous. Oh, I love that. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Started painting my kitchen last week, still not finished. Okay. Well, do you think it would be time to finish it? Maybe. you know, don't start on anything else. Can't put anything away until you finish painting. Surely, Julie, be kind of good thing. You know, is that, and I've come across professional painters, Julie, who find that very task of finishing off very difficult. They know who they are, because they don't like the snags. They're called snags. You know, I'm just going around to see the snags, and oh, look at that. That they are very much a case of they won't fit. You know, just a little bit of touch up here and there. I just don't like doing it. Right. I've already picked a card, or a card leapt out. So how am I going to work this? Can I go to number 15, please? Tiffany Spencer, please. Okay, hello, Tiffany. Well, this card jumped out. There we go. Okay. Birth. Richard. Okay, Richard is seeing birth and rebirth. Okay, I can understand that. Down here at the bottom. Okay, so how does anyone know how it works? Right. Okay, Patricia. So what happens is I give Richard a number between 1 and say 50, or at least up to 40, because the top 40 are the ones who are communicating and still there and typing away. And then hopefully you give me a number between 1 and 49. And then I pick a card, because there's 49 cards in the pack. And then what happens is that card gets picked. I turn it over for that person who's that number. And there we go. That's how it gets worked. Where it actually lands, because these cards can go any which way around, as you've seen, is that Rich kind of goes yes, no, and I kind of go yes, no, and we come to a conclusion. Now, on this occasion, I have to agree with Richard. I can see kind of here birth, rebirth going on. So yes, it's all about new beginnings. New beginnings. So Tiffany, hello, Tiffany. So this is a card for you. I am going to stick with that rebirth. Sorry, I've just seen something quite phallic. We'll move on. Okay, we'll move on. We'll move on. But for me, it's very much, it is a card to do with warmth. It is a card to do with, now that's an interesting word that keeps on coming up. Forgiveness. Interesting word to be coming up as forgiveness. And I feel as though it's almost, you need to forgive yourself, Tiffany. I don't know why. I have no understanding of this. But it is about forgiveness. All right. So not everything is in your control. Some things are left to fate itself, to the gods. Please tell me anything you can. Okay, yeah. As well. So for me, that's what I'm getting there about forgiveness. It is almost as though you struggle with your own self. Does that make sense, Tiffany? You're struggling with your own self as well. And I have to keep on saying it's not all your fault. Now, I need to come down here, and I've just suddenly seen workman's boots. And these are like size 11 workman's boots, well-worn workman's boots, boots that need to kind of go out the door. These are, you know, if they were trainers, they could have been one day, when they first started out in their life of shoes. They no longer look like that. If they were hobnail boots, they don't look like that anymore. They are at the end of their life of being of any value, apart from perhaps putting it into a cider. and giving the cider a little bit more of a welly. And they do that in Devon, where they make cider. Yeah, they also put all sorts of stuff into their cider barrels. Tastes nice. You just don't want to know what's in there. So, if they say there's old boots, trust them, they probably have. So, if you go to a cider, I want to say a cider farm, but that I know is the wrong name to call it. But anyway, they make cider. But I'm seeing that, and I want to talk to you. I've had a lot of trouble with anything out of my control. Okay. Yes, I am. Okay. So it is okay. So Tiffany, with your other remark there about having trouble that's out of your control, I struggle with myself a lot lately and life. Okay. So I would first of all say take a big deep breath, number one. Secondly, if it's not in your control, you have to let it go. All right, because you can't if you're reliant on other people, it's for them. Okay, it is you can only do what you can do. You can't make things and have things happen and force things for people to do things. Do you see what I mean? You sometimes it's like me forcing you to say, Tiffany, you have to do this, this, and this, and you're going, no, I'll get to it at some point. And I think that's, it's again that patience level, all right? And it's having patience with yourself. And now, from what I'm reading of that, I struggle with myself a lot lately and life. I would say that there's no forgiveness there with yourself as well. That's how I'm reading that. And that's also what I'm picking up here. These boots here, though, are intriguing me because I want to go back to a gentleman that probably would have been in the family. And I am talking probably beyond your living memory. So this would be someone perhaps that you've heard about. If someone's doing the family tree, this is someone who would have worked and worked and worked and worked and worked and worked and worked. Forget about clothing and all the rest of it. Covers the feet, that's fine. Okay, so it lets in a little bit of water. Who cares? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I could do with a new pair, but let me just carry on with the work. And it is not, it's kind of as though I'm here to work, but I don't see my own true value. All right. And it's someone who would work not really seeing their own true value. And I want you, I'm going to say now, I would like you to see your own true value as well. And it is maybe that's perhaps what you're also struggling with, is seeing your own true value. But I keep on coming here, and I'm just going to ask Richard a quick question. Richard, do you see the back end of a cow, a bull? Would that make sense for you, Richard? Coming up here, this is the back end. No, he's not seeing it. Okay, he's not really seeing it. Yes, yes, the others. Yeah, okay, lovely. Right, he is seeing what I am seeing. So this I'm seeing is kind of like the back end of a cow, all right? And there's the tail, and you've got almost somebody holding it. But here the other. So I feel again, it's about fertility, and I'm seeing fertility. And when I said to you, oh my gosh, I've just seen a phallic symbol. There is a phallic symbol. I'll let you see the phallic symbol. But I'm just going to say somewhere in this vicinity, it's very phallic, very phallic. My dad worked and worked. I lost him when I was 16, bless you. But it is a case of also seeing the true worth, Tiffany. If you are going to work, that's absolutely fine. But see your own true worth, recognize, working and working, what reward are you working towards? Is it to have the time? Is it to have the money? Is it to have the security? Is it to have have a sense of value as well? Some people do. If they're not working, then they don't see a purpose. They don't see their own true value in life and everything. So yeah, so for me, this is about fertility. This is about new beginnings. This is about having everything there for you, ready to go. And you have got it all there. And it's all about when new beginnings, the possibilities are endless, but it's about nurturing, looking after, caring. Think of a baby, Tiffany. Think about having that baby and what you need to do to look after that baby. That's about new beginnings, whatever the new beginnings may be. I am trying to have a baby, okay, with my partner. He has had cancer, so we're trying hard to have a baby. Bless you. Okay. So that's why I'm seeing the fertility. All right. But I am seeing that it's there. Well, I'm like I say, that's what I'm picking up from the card. I'm not going to say, it's there and everything, because I know that you're trying, but it is about maybe relaxing a little bit, maybe, possibly, take the pressure off. It's okay, thank you. Sometimes, okay, having a baby is not all about having that, enjoy the process of having a baby. Enjoy it. It's not meant to be hard work, right? And sometimes when you're not looking, that sometimes is when it happens. Watch pot never boils. All right. So it's very much also about forgiveness as well, and breathing. I need you to breathe, both of you. But yes, that's where I'm nurturing yourselves as well, looking after each other, caring for each other as well. All right. So, I think for me, what I'm picking up is it's all of that in being secure as well. And I'm not saying that you're not secure, neither one of you. I'm not saying that at all. I just feel as though, for me, it would always be a little bit more, isn't never a bad thing, but I am seeing the fertility going on as well. So, am I seeing it in a positive way is what you're asking me in between all of that? I do see it in a positive way. If only I can't point out things like that, Richard, can I? I'm just checking with Richard and, but can you, okay, you're welcome, Tiffany. Can you see the phallic symbol? You can't. Is it just me then? Around here? Thank you. And around this bit here? It's the first thing I could see. It jumped out at me. All right, so it's just staring at me every time I look at the card. It's staring at me. So, yes. So hopefully, Tiffany, you did get to see that. So yes, you can see. But I've also got Cupid's arrow down here. Can I just say? And yeah, and I've also got like a cheeky Cupid going on as well. So, often they say Cupid is around at Valentine's and stuff like that. So, I'm seeing that there is love, there is care, and I feel it being reignited as well. So never know, Tiffany. All right, so bless you. Thank you very much for working with me. And I'm massively over. Oh, what a shock, what a horror. So yeah, so I'm going to call it enough. I'm going to be back in 2 weeks' time, guys, and I'm going to be doing some psychic art, which works very differently. So I'll have a pad and charcoal, and I'll be drawing away and giving out messages at the same time. So the next person who's on here is on Monday. Possibly there may be somebody here a little bit before then, over the weekend, depends. Jake, did you say, Richard, I believe, may be coming on, I don't know, but it'll be on Mondays, our next scheduled show here on SPTV. No, you're more than welcome, Tiffany. You're more than welcome. Thank you very much for working with me. Thank you all very much for working with me this evening. Thank you so much. If you're wanting to find out more about me, please go onto my website. It's just emilyjbaker.co.uk. And you can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, all sorts of different places. So you can find me there as well. And Richard keeps on threatening to get me onto TikTok. We'll find out about that one. So watch this space, and thank you. Have a fantastic weekend and a couple of weeks, and I shall see you in a couple of weeks' time. You all take care, and I'll see you soon. Thank you very much. See you later. Bye.